And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, students and traders. This is Mike, the FX Boss, broadcasting you live on YouTube and other streaming platforms. How is everybody? Happy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Is it Wednesday? Wednesday, alright. How is everybody? Today we have lesson 20, market structure and trends, chapter recap, everybody. Okay, never forget what's the goal: to bring you from zero to a millionaire trader in 3 years on average, not in 1 year, unfortunately, right? Not in 1 week, but in about 3 years. This is the average time, how you can jump from Forex course 101 to Forex course 202, which is the business phase, the money phase, and finally get consistent and make the big money, right? As always, everybody, if you want to receive this free ebook, the little book of trading secrets, please visit the website www.fxbossfx.com. It for free, doesn't cost you a cent. And also never forget, you're going to graduate from this course when, number one, you have your chart set up and ready for trading. Today we're going to primarily we're going to work on this one. Number two, you have your strategy in place. Well, not today, maybe. Today we're going to do the chapter recap, and number three, you have a complete understanding on how this market works, so you can analyze the market and make an educated prediction. Risk disclaimer: this stream is not trading or investment advice. Nandozi, how are you? On YouTube, hedge fund trader Nandozi. Nandozi, type in the chat a currency pair that you want, because we are going to do a chapter recap, everybody. Okay, if you didn't receive the free manual, which is this one, okay, send me an email to mikefxboss@gmail.com, and also take advantage of our beginner trader deal, everybody. Sign up with Darwinex Zero with our discount code FXBoss and get the FXBoss book, How to Find Your Edge in Trading, or the recordings of or our past courses at 50% discount, payment of $50 instead of 99. Okay, when you sign up, please send me an email, because I cannot know automatically that you have signed up with Darwinex Zero. Hello Alex, how are you? Hedge fund trader Alex, type in the chat a currency pair, everybody. First comes, first is served. Okay, today we're going to do a recap. So we covered lesson number 1, lesson number 2, highs and lows, lesson number 3, market behaviors, lesson number 4, the market structure trends, lesson number 5, how to trade market structure, lesson number 6, uptrends and downtrends, 7, how to properly draw trend lines, the 3 trend lines every time frame has, consolidation inside a trend, how to trade trends inside the market structure, news events, well, not relevant for today, higher time frames and smaller time frames, the trading time frame and the confirmation time frame. We did this yesterday. Concepts about multiple time frame trading was this past week, I believe, Thursday, and today we are bringing all together. Hello Olga, it's here too. Well, Olga, give me a second, I believe it's tomorrow. Give me a second, let's go to KOSTA Cap channel, everybody, not to do double. Give me a second here, everybody. Tomorrow we have, everybody, full analysis of euro-dollar, Olga, okay? So we're going to go to EBOOK with, okay, tomorrow is going to be euro-dollar, it's going to be the same, it's part 2. Okay, so we're bringing all together. I don't have a favorite currency pair. Not a problem. Then pick, everybody. Well, I'm going to go with AUD, but pick the one that you don't understand, it's kind of not clear. Okay, everybody? So AUD, right? I'm going to use TradingView because most of you are on TradingView. Otherwise, we are using JForex on Dukascope. I'm going to remove the drawings, everybody. Remove the drawings and remove the drawings. Okay? So, today we have the chapter recap, the first part of the manual. It's called Market Structure and Trends. Okay, so far, you should be skilled to do what I'm going to do today, okay? It's nothing special really, it's just practice, practice, practice. So from the manual, number one, educate. Remember, I'm using FXCM as a data provider. Okay, so from the manual, we are going to find, number one, we are going to find the monthly bands, alright? And so this would be the upper band, everybody, and somewhere down in here, you know, somewhere down in here, you know, this would be the lower band, alright? And remember, you know, finding the monthly bands, it can be subjective a little bit, alright? Just remember that those are not lines to the pip, those are areas, okay? Now, if somebody is thinking or asking, give me a second, everybody. Is somebody, oh, why it's not down in here? Well, you need to find minimum 2, right? Okay. Olga, Euro GBP, you know. Yeah, we're going to do Euro GBP. Tomorrow it's Euro Dollar. Okay. Remember, everybody, once you can do this on one currency pair, you can do this on all the currency pairs. Yes? Okay? If you can implement, if you can learn now today on AUD CAD, the same goes for Euro Dollar, the same goes for Euro GBP and all the other 27 currency pairs. That's the skill, everybody. Okay? And up in here, you know, this was the high. Here was a little bit up, right? But here is the high, you know. Here is also up a little bit, you know. So it doesn't really matter, you know, if you can put like this or a little bit down. Okay, everybody? It's a little bit subjective, not really. And remember, it's an area, right? Okay? Talking about analysis, you know, you are going to. So far, AUD we are here, right? The last time, so the market went from the upper band to the lower band, from the lower band to the upper band, from the upper band to the lower band, agreed, and from the lower band to the upper band, agreed? And so far we are gravitating slowly, you know, with the mass and everything. This is part of this game, you know, we are gravitating slowly down. Okay, everybody? Do you have your monthly bands more or less like I do? Type in the chat yes or type in the chat no. And again, you know, don't worry if you have a little bit like, you know, a variation could be okay. You know, boss, I have my monthly bands like this, still okay. You know, could be one or the other, you know. But it cannot be like this, okay, everybody? If you would have this one, then this would be wrong. You are looking for areas where the market hit the area and reversed. Okay, if you leave it up in here, then in here you would still buy the market. Can you see it, everybody? You would buy and you would lose, right? So the monthly bands, you know, more or less, you know, it's an area, should be like this, okay? Now, that being said, right click in TradingView, syncing layout, right click, syncing layout, okay? And delete, okay, I'm going to delete again, just to move faster. So again, upper band somewhere, you know, it's an area, it's not aligned to the pip. Lower band somewhere down here, you know, again. And one more time, everybody, left click, right click, syncing layout, left click, right click, syncing layout, okay? Now, we need to find, we've learned also the market wave and the short-term trends, alright? So, I'm going to start to chart, I'm going to use the magnet, I'm going to go high to low, you know, low to high, high to lower low, it's a sequence, right? Low to high, high to low, okay, it's a sequence, remember everybody, it's a sequence, you know? So this is now the extension, right? This is the extension on the monthly, yeah, it's going to be different on the weekly, but now I'm charting the short-term trend, okay? High to low, to high, to low, lower high, lower low, okay? there is no right or wrong. If this bothers you, you can also change colors, okay? And moving forward, you know, low to high, high to low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, not a high, this is not a high, lower low, lower high, lower, is that a high? Yes it is. So lower low, lower high, lower low again, and here we have low to highs, I mean higher high, higher low, higher high. And now on the monthly we have high to low, low to high, lower low, lower high, is this a, no it's not, so lower low, higher high, I'm not sure if it's a lower low, I guess it's a lower low, right? And then I'm charting still a lower high, but higher low, not a high, so this will be, now it's a higher high, and then finally again, you know, it's a lower low again, right? So lower, yes, lower low, lower high, lower low, okay everybody? So the shortened trend, okay? Now, question, is AUD on the monthly chart analysts in an uptrend or it's in a downtrend? What's the answer? Do you have the shortened trend like me, everybody? We just connected, you know, low to high, high to low, low to high. On the weekly is going to be different, on the daily is going to be different. It's going to be more challenging because not every high and low is relevant, but on the monthly it's quite easy, right? You just connect high to low, low to high, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so we are working, everybody, on number 1 and number 3. You have a complete understanding on how this market works, so you can analyze the market and make an educated prediction. The question is AUD CAD on the monthly in an uptrend or is AUD CAD on the monthly in a downtrend? Hedge fund trader Alex says downtrend on YouTube. Olga, downtrend. Very good, excellent. All right. Now we've learned about also about the market wave, right? So I'm looking for extensions, retracement extensions. Okay. And I'm going to connect high to, I'm not sure which one is the lower low, everybody give me a second, I need to find, and I'm going to use low 0.91686, and this is 915, everybody. So, you know, high to low, oops, let's go to a different one. So high to low, low to high, high to low, is there a magnet? Okay, and low to high. Okay, everybody? The red one is the market wave. Do you have the same? Your chart should look like, unless you have a different data provider, your chart should look like mine. More or less, right? It doesn't need to be to the pip, but... Okay, everybody? Do you have the market wave more or less similar to me, the red one? Do you have the short-term trend more or less similar to me? Olga says, yes, the same, very good, excellent. Okay, now what else did we learn? We've learned trend lines, right? So up in here, extending, maybe this would be one trend line, and up in here another one, you know, would be another trend line with a different color maybe. And what else? Here trend line is a tool that confirms the trend. This was the lower low, right? I cannot break highs. And now, well, this is not really helpful here. Okay, so I'm going to leave the trend line like this. And what else? We've learned consolidations, right? So magnet out. So far, you know, there is no right or wrong. Again, consolidation the monthly, it's an area, lower low, so here. Okay, everybody? Trend lines on the short-term trends, so maybe inside consolidation, there is no right or wrong on the analysis anyway, you know, you can have fun and do something like this, you know, but it doesn't serve you again, you know. I'm going to delete this one, and give me a second, out this one, and inside consolidation, maybe, just maybe, if I do something again, it's not going to help you, right? Alright, so okay, everybody, so this would be AUD monthly chart. And on the red one, I mean, there is no right or wrong. You can chart everything, or you can trend lines. You can sync in layout, you know, and sync in layout. Okay, consolidation, you can sync in layout too. There is no right or wrong. And the market way, maybe the red one, you know, sync in layout. Okay, are there any questions about AUD monthly chart and what did we do just right now? No, there is no right or wrong. Okay, everybody? But you should have the market wave like me. You should have the shortened trends like me. Okay, trend lines you can have more or less. You know, you can have more trend lines, less trend lines. Okay. Now, the read. You know, you are reading a chart. Okay. I'm not sure. We didn't learn candlesticks yet, right? But the market is in the short-term downtrend, right? But this short-term downtrend, everybody, is inside the consolidation, agreed? And now that I'm looking at this one, I'm going to make it more transparent like this, and I'm going to lower the band from the consolidation, because the market went to this point of consolidation and reversed, right? Can you see it in here? So still we are in a downtrend, you know, market making lower lows, lower highs. Okay, and I'm going to color code this one in what? Red maybe? Red, and again, make it less transparent, you know? Okay. Now, what else do we need to do? We need to take care of the consolidation. We need to take care of the market wave. Okay. Now let's go to the weekly, right? Weekly, and let's go up from the very beginning. Okay. And we need to check, double check, triple check if this is the same market wave. Okay. Everything starts from the monthly band, everybody. Okay. So now on the weekly, what we didn't see on the monthly, now we can see on the weekly, right? So talking about the market wave, we need to see, because the market hit the upper band, we need to see then on the market wave, we need to see lower lows, lower highs, and then potentially we need to see higher highs, higher lows. Okay, on the weekly and the daily too, and then we're going to connect high to low. Give me a second. Then we are going to connect high to low, low to high. Alright, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, now it's going to be challenging, and we need to pay attention to the detail. Also on the daily, okay? Now we're going to pay attention that not every high and low it's relevant, not every high and low it's part of the trend, not every high and low it's part of the market wave. So starting from the upper band, everybody, high to low, this is not a high, so we need to move to forward. So high to low, low to, that's not a high, you know, and even if this is a high, that's not a low, so we need to move forward. High to low, low to high, and then everybody, high to, can you see this low and in here, everybody? Now you need to pay attention to the detail. This is not a relevant low because we're looking for a sequence, right? So high, low to, this is then the low. Let's color code this in blue. Okay, everybody? That's the skill as an analyst. Are there any questions? Why did we pick this low for charting and not this low for charting? Are there any questions? Attention to the detail. Okay, now if this is the downtrend, whoops, we are trying to find or downtrend continuation or uptrend, right? That's the downtrend. So do we agree on the downtrend? Do we agree that this high from the downtrend, do we agree that this high from the downtrend was broken? The market did break this high from the downtrend. Okay, so now we need from this low, the relevant low, we need to chart the uptrend, right? Same story. Low to high, high to low, and again, this is low. Okay, let's go step by step. High to low, low to high, lower low, but then higher high. In this case, what do we need to do? It's the chapter recap. You need to readjust, right? You need to readjust the trend. Okay, so do we have a downtrend and then do we have an uptrend? Yes or yes? Do we have a downtrend and then do we have an uptrend? And do we have an uptrend that broke the previous relevant high of the downtrend? Yes or yes? So if the answer is yes, then the market wave on the weekly, it's not going to be the same as the market wave from the monthly. So this gets out, everybody. Okay, we've learned from the manual and the classes that every time frame has its own short-term trends and every time frame has its own market structure, market wave, remember? Okay, now you can already chart, you can do like extension retracement if you want, or you can wait to check for the another extension. All right, so if this is the relevant low from the uptrend, do we agree that the market broke? The market did break this relevant low in here. Okay, so now we are searching for a downtrend, right? If the market wave, the market structure is going to continue, then we're going to see a change in the short-term trend to the downside. Therefore, we're going to connect, like this, and this is going to be the market wave. Agreed, everybody? Okay. Now, the market broke this low, okay. Now, we're going to go here, and so we're going to connect, right? We're going to connect, again, what is the red one? Okay, we're going to go high to, not a low, not a low, not a low, not a low, high to low, but this is not a high, there is no high, so it's not a sequence. High to low, there are no highs, high to low in here, everybody. Okay, high to low. Okay, now, attention to the detail. Price section in here. Price section didn't offer us lower lows, lower highs. Yes or yes? Dear analysts, price section, the market did not offer us lower lows, lower highs. Agreed? Type in the chat, agreed, everybody. Or type in the chat, no, I don't agree, there is lower low, lower high. There are no lower lows, lower highs in the circle. Type in the chat if you agree, or type in the chat that you don't agree. So we need to talk. There is no right or wrong anyway. This is so important right now. Paul is asking, why is this important? I'm going to wait for YouTube, students, traders on YouTube, to answer. Do we agree that in the circle, Alex says agree, alright, Olga agree. Everybody, now pay attention. This is the down extension leg on the short-term trend. Okay, everybody, pay attention. Okay, what does this mean? This means that all this noise that you are seeing in here is nothing more a retracement on the down extension leg. Does this make sense? Boss, what does this mean? This means that if you are going to chart low to, not a high, low to high, high to low, and low to high, everybody, low to high, is this an uptrend on the blue? Is this an uptrend on the blue, yes or no? This is called attention to the detail. Make sense? We need to follow rules, we need to follow concepts. There is no right or wrong anyway. After the retracement, exactly. Okay? So this is this higher high, higher low. It's not a retracement on the market wave. This is a retracement on the blue, on the extension. Make sense, everybody? This is the down extension on the leg, okay? Now, if I do something like this, is this right or wrong, everybody? Market wave, is this right or wrong for charting the market wave? You are going to see from the market wave, you are going to see inside the market wave, you are going to see extension, retracement, extension, retracement. You are going to see a change in the short-term trend. Olga says wrong. Congratulations to Olga. This is wrong, everybody. Okay. The blue is the retracement on the short-term trend leg. Alex is wrong, exactly. Congratulations to you. Okay. So moving forward, everybody, then again, you don't need to chart this. It's a waste of time, makes sense, because all of this is noise. Does this make sense, everybody? You can go straight to from this high down to this lower low. Can you see it? Is this a lower low? I'm not sure. Give me a second, everybody. I'm not sure if this is a low. Is that a low? Yes, it is. Okay. I can put a trend, horizontal. Okay, yeah, that's a low. Just for a few pips, Can you see it here? It's a lower low. So now this is still the blue. Okay. Makes sense? Now on the downtrend you have lower low, lower high, lower low on the blue. Now you can chart market wave extension. Makes sense? Alright, everybody? This would be the red one. Extension, retracement, higher highs, higher lows, extension, lower lows, lower highs on the blue. Okay? It's critical for you to understand that this was the trick, this was the issue. Attention to the detail, because in the circle the market didn't give you lower lows, lower highs. That's it, that's the reason. Sir, can't we short at the end of the retracement? You can. Everybody remember, this is not a strategy, we're building charts. Okay? You can short end of retracement, absolutely, not really a problem. So the market wave is here. Okay, now before I chart this, like this is the end of the extension leg on the market wave, market structure trends, the red one. Now we need to see a change in the short-term trend, agreed? So, did you perceive, everybody, that you are just keep repeating the same process? If this is the relevant high on the blue downtrend, did the market break the blue downtrend high from the right side? Yes, it did, right? So we need to chart again and trying to find the uptrend, Give me a second. So low to high, high to low, low to high, high to low, low to, it's a sequence, low to high. Can you see, everybody? Attention to the detail. You don't need to chart here. You don't need to chart this one, because this is a retracement on, again, on the blue. blue extension, right? So you can go straight to, you know, higher low, and then again, all of those are not relevant highs and lows. This is the chapter recap, okay? And then you need to find another, the higher high, which, give me a second everybody, I'm going to just, which one is, so this one is higher still, you know, and it's going to go higher low, higher high. Can you see everybody? Okay. And charting, all right, then we went, okay, so do we have a change in the short-term trend here, everybody? We were in a downtrend, the blue one. Now, are we in an uptrend, the blue one? Yes or yes? John, that's the skill. Okay, if you've learned well, everybody, this is what you should have done. You are able to perform this kind of charting analysis on every currency pair, you know. I mean, there are a few that are like consolidation pairs, USD CAD, you know, Euro GBP, AUD NZD, but this is the process. It's always the same. Everybody, do we have a change in the short-term trend? Yes, we do. So we're going to chart now. We're going to connect to the, again, you know, so we need to see before we confirm the extension and retracement, but we can see, right, that the market then, you know, let's repeat the process. So if this is the relevant low from the short-term blue uptrend, did the market break price action? Did the price action break this relevant low from the uptrend from the right? Yes, it did. All right, so now charting, you know, you can go here and say, okay, market wave wise, market structure, now this is the retracement on the down market structure, down market wave, you know, and now we're going to chart the short-term trend. Okay, the blue are the short-term trends, the red one is the market structure, which we're calling also the market wave, right? Okay, so the market broke. Now let's go to, again, you know, it's attention to the detail. Okay, we're going to go again high to low. There are no downtrends in here. This is the extension leg. All right, now which one? This is the higher high, right? This is the higher high prior to this lower low compared to this low. So high to low, low to high, high to low, lower low, right, lower high, charting a sequence of the downtrend. All of those are not relevant for the blue, everybody. See, we've learned this. This is one of the difficult lessons, right, in the first chapter. Understanding what highs and lows are relevant for the pattern that you are charting. What are the relevant highs and lows for the short-term trend, which is the blue one on AUD CAD weekly? What are the relevant highs and lows for the market structure, the market wave, the red one? Okay, can you see everybody? You know, and moving forward, is this a lower low? Yes, it is. So high to lower low, right? Is this a lower low? Yes, it is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Zoom in the chart, everybody. You can also low 9554, low 957. So yeah, it's a lower low. Okay, we are charting a sequence, you know, so low to high. Again, we're looking for a low. Can you see everybody? That's a low, that's a high, but then it break here again. Okay. No, boss, we don't have a change in the short-term trend on the retracement. No, boss, we don't have a change in the short-term trend on the retracement. Exactly. Okay, everybody. So if you are doing this, or if you make, this is just for you to not to waste time, right? If you are going to connect all highs and lows, everybody, like in here, you know, what is going to be the difference? The difference is going to be that you are going to just, you know, if you go all highs and lows, right? Also the non-relevant highs and lows, The only difference is, everybody, that then you are going to readjust. Make sense? So you can do like this, those are all highs and lows, then you need to readjust. Make sense? So this is the extension on the blue short-term trend, right? This is the retracement, and now before it goes into retracement, you know, so all of this you need to readjust. All of this, even further down, all of this, it's the extension. Make sense, everybody? All of this you need to then readjust, right? Because you are looking for a sequence, okay, between extension and retracement, so you need to readjust. All of those are non-relevant highs and lows, not relevant for the blue short-term trend, right? Okay. Now, here you go, lower high, right? Lower high, and then lower low finally, okay? And then, always the same, if this is the relevant low on the short-term trend, did the market break the relevant low? Yes, it is. Charting the uptrend, low to, is this a high? Yes, it is. Low to high, high to low. Okay, starting from here, you know, and then connecting the high to low. This is now the down market wave, everybody. Give me a second. Down market wave, down market structure, the red. Okay, and again, we're going to readjust, right? I can do, everybody, on the blue, right? I can go straight to, I can do like extension, retracement, but if I'm going to chart all highs and lows, you know, low to high, high to low, low to high, high to low, low to high, high to low, but then it's a higher high, right? Can you see, everybody? Then again, I need to readjust, right? So this is the extension on the short-term trend, the blue, that's the higher high, that's the low. It's a sequence. This is the blue short-term trend. You need to readjust those, right? Okay. And short daily fips. Whoa, it's an alarm. I'm going to delete. Give me a second, everybody. Delete the alarm. Do you really want to delete? Delete. There you go. Okay. And then, as you can see, everybody, we're almost there, right? Did the market, if this is the relevant low on the blue uptrend, did the market break the relevant low? Yes, it did. Okay, so we need to chart again, right? We need to chart again from the high. So high to low, low to high, low to, and again it's higher high, but then lower low, right? So low, high, low, high, lower high. That's not a lower low, lower low, lower high, lower low, everybody. Can you see it? So far, and we're almost there. Okay, so do we have a change in the short-term trend? Higher highs, higher lows, lower lower highs. If you say yes, this is a confirmation that then this is the retracement on the red market wave, market structure. Okay, and now we are finally here. Okay, so short-term trend, lower lows, lower highs. As you can see, everybody, then it made a higher high, but then lower low, right? Lower low in here, and then higher high in here. It went into consolidation. Okay? So in here, we need to pay attention to the detail again. So change in the short-term trend, right? Change in the short-term trend, everybody. It's here, you know, lower lows, lower highs, everything. Okay, just an example. And give me a second. Okay, now it made a higher high, that's not a low, right? So we don't have a change in the short-term trend, and then it made a lower low, so we need to readjust. You know, all of this price action, you know, goes like, you know, goes like this, goes like this, you know, goes like this, you know, like this, goes up to here basically, right? You know, you need to look for a sequence. Lower lows, lower highs. Okay. And then, give me a second, everybody. Lower high, lower low, right? Talking about the short-term trend. And now we are here in consolidation. So give me a second, everybody. Talking about the market wave, right? The market, the red one. The market didn't make a lower low on the red market wave market structure. So the market's playing around here now with the short-term trends in consolidation. You know, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then if we zoom in, everybody, give me a second. If we zoom in and this high, so yeah, we have a change in the short-term trend. This high is higher than this high. Alright, so this uptrend is valid. And then we have high to low, low to high, lower low, not a high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So it's a valid downtrend. And then the market broke the downtrend again. Low to, not a high, not a high, not a high, low to high, high to low, not relevant, not relevant, looking for a sequence. And give me a second, everybody. Low to, not a high, not a high, not a high, that's a high, but then that's not even a low, so that's the high, that's the low, that's a high, but it's not relevant, so this is the higher high, talking about the short-term uptrend. It's valid, and then finally, as you can see, it's high to, that's a low, but that's not a high, high to low, low to high, and then lower low. All right, boss, this was exhausting, and you know, too much information and everything. You don't need to have all of this mess on the chart, everybody. Okay, and just have the, okay, now are we in an up market wave or are we in a down market wave, everybody? Hedgefund trader Olga is asking, I have a question before the consolidation. Why did we delete at the adjustment point the sec? Olga, I don't know what you are referring to, I'm sorry. You don't need to delete the adjustment. Maybe you're talking about here, right? Why did we delete the adjustment, maybe? You know, in here. Everybody, you can leave it or readjust, makes sense. But if this is the relevant high, this is not relevant, not relevant, not relevant, not relevant, makes sense? So you can push the, you know, you can delete all of this, right? Does this make sense, everybody? If this is the relevant high on the downtrend, the blue, all of those highs, the circle highs, all of those are not relevant. That's why you can delete it, like, you know. Not as, everybody pay attention, not as you, if back in time, right, this was standing, makes sense, but when you're charting, so you have a lot of history and a lot of future, then you can, you know, you understand that those are not relevant, you can simply delete it. Okay, everybody? But which one was the prior high prior to this one? Well, this is still relevant, right? So this is why this one stands. Okay? You must ask yourself, do I have a sequence without breaking any rules? And the answer is, well, yes, this is a downtrend. It's a sequence of lower lows, lower highs. This is an uptrend. It's a sequence of higher highs, higher lows. Make sense, everybody? I always thought that we should take the second higher high and not another one within the noise. Olga, I don't know what to say because I talked a lot and I'm not sure what you're referring to. Okay? Just follow the rules, everybody. You know, try to chart a sequence and remember, not all of. See here, you have highs and you have lows. You have higher highs and lower lows. None of this is relevant, right? Because this is the relevant low and the next high must be a higher high in an uptrend. Okay? So, everybody, as an analyst, what would you tell your trader? You know, how is the market wave or market structure? You know, how is the, let's use the term market wave. Is the market wave up or down, or is the market wave in extension or retracement? How is the market wave, everybody? The red one. Analyst, what you're going to do to your trader? I'm referring to the one where the consolidation starts. I always thought that we should take the second higher high and not another one within the noise. I'm sorry, Olga, I'm not sure what. I always thought that we should take the second higher high and not the another one within the noise. I'm not sure what. Are we talking about trends or are we talking about consolidations? Everybody? Olga, ask again if you can, because I'm not sure what you're asking or saying. Okay? This is the consolidation band, everybody, this stands. But right now we are in a downtrend, alright? Okay? Analysis, everybody, this is the skill. How is the market wave, the red one? Is the market wave, the red one, up or down? Or is the market wave in an extension or in a retracement? What's the answer? That's the skill. Tomorrow we have euro dollar and then we are not going back unless you are in private classes, everybody. Following the rules and concept make it easier in analysis. Thank you very much. What are you going to tell your trader? To sell the red one or to buy the red one? I know, Olga, I'm talking about the first point of the consolidation, but I don't understand. Is this a question, Olga? Alex says, we're in extension. Excellent. What are you going to tell your trader? To buy or to sell? Upper band of the consolidation in the first point. Sure. Olga, do you have a question on the bands? Do you have a question on the bands, Olga? Like, that should be like this? Maybe, is this your question, maybe? In the meantime, everybody, what are you going to tell your trader? To buy the red pattern called market wave or to sell? And the second question is, what are you going to tell your trader, which is you, the analyst, you know, how is the short-term trend, you know? How is the short-term trend? Is it up or down? And is it in an extension or retracement? Alex says, red one, it's easy, not a big deal. Boss, the red one, sure, the red market wave. Excellent job, Alex, is that easy? I have a question on the charting, the short-term trend, and mainly where we're trying to make adjustment before the consolidation. Okay, so ask again, Olga. It's all about relevant highs and lows. Everybody, how is the short-term trend so far? The blue one, is it uptrend, downtrend? And are we in an extension or are we in a retracement of this downtrend? There is no right or wrong, everybody. This isn't a strategy, don't worry. Then, yeah, we're going to, maybe we're not going to finish today. We're going to try to, tomorrow we have euro dollar. Remember, everybody, it's the same, you're going to do the same process on the daily, right? what are you going to do or tell your trader? There is no right or wrong. The blue one is here. Everybody give me a second. Shorting this one, right? And the short-term trend so far. Remember, you have two patterns. You have consolidation still in place. And then you have the short-term downtrend, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low. And then you have even a smaller consolidation. See here, you know, it's for a few weeks. The market's not doing much, right? Can you see it? Give me a second. All right. Short, says Paul. Max short. Student traders on YouTube. What are you going to tell your trader to do? Talking about the blue short-term trend. Or let's color code in red too, right? To separate. Can you see the pattern, everybody? In the meantime, I'm going to go back with Olga, everybody. Okay. Olga, is the uptrend okay? The uptrend, higher highs, higher lows? Olga, is the uptrend okay? Higher highs, higher lows? Sell. Short-term trend sell, yes. Can I delete this? Alright. Olga, is the uptrend okay? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs? Uptrend is okay. Okay, so now the market broke this relevant low on the blue uptrend, yes? Everybody? So now we're going to chart, starting from the very beginning, right? Retrace, extension, retracement. We're going to connect highs and lows, right? As we go. Okay. And then we're going to connect again high to low, low to high, high to low, right? High to low, low to, not sure if this is a high. Yes, this high to low, low to high. It's a lower low, higher high, everybody. Can you see higher high? So the higher high, the market didn't make various higher highs, just one higher high, and then it goes to lower low, yes? So those two in between are not relevant, so we're going to readjust, like from here and like this. So far so good? Wait for the market to hit the upper band and short. Yes? This is strategy talk, very good. So far so good, Olga? We just readjusted the short-term trend. Make it a sequence of lower lows or highs. So if the answer is yes, we are going to continue, no? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Is it okay, Olga? It's a yes? Yes. Okay, so what bothers you? Because then consolidation comes along. Everybody, you must pay attention to the detail, alright? Lower low, lower high, low, oops, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then it goes higher high and lower low. Pay attention to the detail. You must readjust those two, those three. Make sense? This is still a downtrend. The problem is, everybody, because it's a skill and you must understand especially that the market made a higher high. If the market from the higher high would make higher low, higher high, alright, you have a change in the short-term trend. But the market pushed from a higher high to a lower low, therefore, you know, you need to readjust. Make sense, everybody? Goes like from here to here and to here. This is then the downtrend. Anything else that bothers you, Olga? So same story in here, right? Same story, low to high, but this is not a low. Attention to the detail. That's why we pushed up to here. Make sense? And then it made a higher low, so higher high, higher low. But it didn't make a higher high to be in an uptrend. It made a lower high and lower low. Agreed, everybody? Pay attention to the detail. So all of this mess, it's a simple downtrend, and you make it a sequence of lower lows, lower highs. What bothers me is that we took the highest high, which can be an outlier compared to the rest of the trend. Everybody, you don't pick and choose. You must follow the rules. Make sense? Make sense, everybody? You don't pick and choose, okay? If you say this is an is this an uptrend, everybody? Is this an uptrend? Pay attention to the detail. What bothers me, bothers everybody. Is the orange an uptrend? A lot of you student traders have issues in the advanced course, in the money phase, because you come to the conclusion, I don't like it. You don't need to like it, everybody. You must follow the rules. Make sense? You don't need to pick and choose. You need to follow the rules, follow the concepts. Make sense? Everybody help Olga out. Is the orange one an uptrend? If it's a yes, then Olga is correct. If it's a no, then Olga it's not correct. Is that simple? You know? This high up in here, it bothers me. Well, we have rules. Everybody, is the orange one an uptrend? Come on, help Olga out. Olga, it's not the only one that have questions, that has questions. And give it a like, everybody. Help the channel to grow. It's for free. Tell your friends and family to come here to learn, to ask questions, to debate, to challenge me, to challenge, you know. Alex, it's a retracement. So, is it an uptrend, the orange one? Yes or no? Everybody type in the chat, yes, it's an uptrend, the orange one, or type in the chat, no, it's not an uptrend, it's a retracement on the downtrend. Olga, I'm waiting for you, Olga. Is the orange an uptrend, everybody? This is what it's messing with your head, right? That's where I got confused. I thought that we have to take the first higher low and another higher high. You don't have a higher low, everybody. This is the trick. I'm tricking you. This is not a low. We learned what is a low, everybody. This is not a low. You have no uptrend. Make sense? This is not an uptrend. You have no low. What is a low? One central candle with two candles on the left with higher low values. Do you have two candles on the left with higher low values? Now, this one is breaking your low. This one. You have no low. This is not an uptrend. Pay attention to the detail. Okay? Because this is not an uptrend. Make sense? Then you need to readjust. This is the relevant high on the blue. So all of this, it's noise. You know, you can delete it. And from this high, which one is the next high? You look to the left, say, oh, this is the relevant high. So you go and you readjust. The blue, right? You go like this, and you go like this, and you go like this, and you go, okay, and you make it blue in the end. Okay, everybody? So, charting and me as an analyst, you know, down market for the red one, down, you know, downtrend. Okay, what are you going to tell your trader? Are you going to tell the trader to buy consolidation, or are you going to tell your trader to short the downtrend, the red one? There is no right or wrong. What are you going to tell your trader? Okay, everybody, see you tomorrow. Okay, that's the skill, everybody. Practice, 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 practice. Okay, homework, you should build your charts monthly, weekly, daily, and then the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, whatever. Okay, you are going to graduate from this course when you have your chart set up and ready for trading. How can you make money if you don't have your charts ready for trading, everybody? The Forex market, it's 90% technical. You are making money from patterns. Therefore, you need to be a great analyst first. Thank you, Alex.